Hey everybody, welcome back to the One Stop Podcast. As always, it's Brianna and Lindy. We are down Chris today, but he is dealing with work emergencies, so send good vibes out to him. But it'll just be us holding it down.
Yeah, we got it, per usual.
We got it. It's all good. This episode is going to be kind of jam-packed and really exciting because guess what, guys? You're getting a BOGO right now. Buy one, get one. It's a 2-in-1 special today. We're talking about Vegas. We're talking about Qatar. 2 absolutely insane races. Yeah. There's a lot to get into. So let's not waste any more time.
Vegas alone had everyone so exhausted. Everyone was there. I had horrible FOMO. You had horrible FOMO.
I did. I did.
Everyone was pooped. I don't think everyone realized how crazy it gets there and how draining it is.
I think the FOMO drained me more than anything. I'm not going to lie. Because, I thrive in Vegas. So I was like, I am at home sick and I'm not thriving. I'm literally just having the worst time.
Oh my gosh, that was my birthday weekend. So I was in the ER with
you
my
were,
shoulder.
yes.
So we were probably meant to be there and it just didn't work out.
Yeah, that was a mess.
Yeah, that was bad.
I miscalculated, the time that I'd have to be awake for the race. Because I was I didn't sleep. That whole weekend I didn't sleep. I was just up.
I slept because I'm a grandma, and I tried to wake up at 1 a.m. to watch it, and I kept sleeping. But for some reason, when I have to wake up at 3 a.m. to watch other races, no problem. I got it. But the 1 a.m., I slept through that alarm.
And that's why you just stay up. Just stay up. The
can't.
Pain, you get your second win, and your pain just goes away, and you're like, oh man, let's go.
Maybe
let's go. Yeah, it did help that I was talking on the phone. It's why I usually like to talk to my other race girlies when we have late races like that. I remember in China, I stayed up. I think we all stayed up till about 4 a.m., 4:30 when it was done. Yeah, we just talked through the night. Yeah, it was fun though. Vegas looks so promising for Lewis. We started P1, FP1, and I think everybody was like, oh yeah, it's just practice. It's just practice. But he was on the leaderboard, topping, everybody. And then it was the Mercedes at the top of the field for all 3 practices. And then Russ was just let me just, show you I got something in the tank, and then just came at it every practice and topped the leaderboard.
George was killing it.
Yeah, he was in the zone. And I know that the Mercs really enjoy the cooler air, and it was pretty cool. In Vegas, everybody was all bundled up, and it was a little windy. So the Mercedes always do very well in cold weather. So it definitely helps the car come alive, I think, for sure.
Yeah. I saw a bunch of people all bundled up by the little fireplaces and stuff.
Yeah. Poor Lando was freezing
Freezing
the whole weekend.
Coat.
Yeah, he was I'm done. I'll see y'all later. That's me though. I get cold, I stay cold. So that's that might have been another reason.
Does Monaco not get super cold? Surely Vegas was no colder than Monaco, right?
I mean, just think it's because it was so the desert cold is a little different. Desert cold is
dry.
It's cold. When that temp drops, it drops. The wind always makes everything worse. I will say though, the track in Vegas was so dirty.
Yeah. Dusty, trashy, litter everywhere.
Yeah. I was really, you guys?
I think even some of the drivers complained about it too. They were like, this track is so messy.
Yeah. It is messy. And then there was no grip.
Embarrassing.
Yeah. I feel the first year that it happened, it wasn't like that. And I feel everybody was commenting on the fact that it wasn't like that either. Because that was abnormal to me. I was did you even clean it? I don't know.
Well, I don't know. You'd think too, because a lot of money goes into Vegas, and supposedly Vegas is the #1 most expensive Grand Prix. That the track would be a little bit more, or I guess the street would be a little bit more kept with, but apparently that was not so.
Not this year. Not this year. Yeah, Vegas tickets are crazy expensive. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
My
not
goodness.
to like throw shade, but like I from watching people's videos that were there, at least for the practice days and quality days, there were like hundreds, if not thousands, of empty seats that I saw.
Yeah, it was a little
And
empty. They said they sold out on race day, I think.
yeah, I feel like race day
Yeah.
always does well, but that first 2 days, I was like,
I mean, it
oh,
was hard.
nobody's there.
Everybody wanted to go, but like not a lot of people could.
Not in this economy.
Girl. Girl.
Expensive.
Ooh, lordy. Maybe one day. I
One
mean,
day if we win the
I
lottery.
win, yeah. Well, I'm working on it. No luck so far.
We're buying those tickets.
Yeah, Vegas was pretty cool though. The vibe is amazing. You're not going to find another race like that for aesthetics. The opportunities for interactions with drivers, with fans, with events around the city during the week, unlike any other race. It was actually crazy how many people just got to have really casual encounters.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
what made me the most jealous was just seeing all the opportunities and pop-ups that people had to go and meet all the drivers.
Yeah. Well, even like to see other like creators and
Oh yeah, all the
like
creator meetups and stuff.
that was like really big. I liked the Women in Motorsports dinner. Like I
Oh my
hope we
gosh,
see
yes,
more
that
of
dinner was so
those.
cute.
Yeah. I really want to see more of those with like different crowds every time because
Hmm.
like there's so many different areas for women in motorsport. Like, like how we are. We're on the podcast. We're in a different zone than like a lot of other people who were there. But I want to see more of that. We are
Yeah,
40%, right now, just 40% of the fan population. So don't think we're going anywhere.
I mean, I think the rise of Formula One and like all the new opportunities that are happening now probably would not be there if women were not in this sport.
Yeah, and you remember, I don't know if you do, I don't know if you do remember, but historically, women, like the wives and the girlfriends and women at the track, were responsible for handwriting the times, which we still do in F1 now as a backup. But when that was the only way to do live timing, that was on women. So it's like you literally could not have had the sport without us.
Yeah,
Freaking love it.
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Yes, fun fact of the day. Anyways, Vegas has us all in the feels. Again, clearly we're still not over it. But then we got to get to qualifying because qualifying was, qualifying was rough. It was really intense. It was a good shootout though. And we had George as pole position. He was on top of it. And then everybody was wondering if he was going to be able to convert, during the race. He drove. He did quite a drive.
His butt
Like
off.
quite
He
a
drove his
drive.
butt off.
Yeah, he did. He can really put in a good drive, but it was so dominant for him. That was a really good race.
I think lately he's been driving really well.
I think so too.
And I mean, like at the beginning of the season, he still drove well, but like he had so many lucky opportunities where people either crashed out in front of him or were like battling each other so he could steal his way in there. But just lately, he's been driving very well without those like incidences occurring.
I agree. It was I felt good for him. Like I was like, yay, happy George, and then I felt super bad for him at the same time because then
Oh yeah.
Max came through. That was a big night for him. Fun fact, this is the first time we've crowned a champion in Vegas since the track is so new there. Not a track, the circuit is new. Yeah, Mr. Big Bad number 4 clinches the world title.
I know, that's crazy because
Yes.
everyone is obviously so happy for Max. Like, congrats to Max on his 4 wins in a row. And then you have George who won and wants to be celebrated, but Max's win kind of overshadowed it, I feel like. But
Oh yeah, everybody was like, world champion! And he was lit.
Oh, he
As
was.
he should be. As he should be lit. Okay, we all knew it was coming and we expected it and we love it because, I mean, that's just classic Max. But the double fisting in the paddock was so funny to me.
Like the double fisting drinks?
Yeah, gin and tonic.
I did not see that.
Yeah, he had one in a tumbler and then he had one in a cup.
I did not see that. I saw though where George was like, I saw him at the airport the next morning at 8 or 9 a.m. drinking at
like
the bar.
9.
And Max was like, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It is. He beat my record. My record's 6:30.
Oh.
He beat my record. Yeah. Oh, I just love how progressively he just like, you just see him going through beer, and then he gets to actual drinks.
Oh my gosh.
Like, yeah.
And then I saw this quote from Christian Horner where he was like, I thought it was going to be like a movie. You know, it's Vegas. You win your 4th championship in a row. I thought Max was going to go missing and like we'd never find him again.
Yeah. Anyways, he did not have an easy season and he's still battling, you know, like he did not have an easy season. So this was like really cool to see him win and come out on top. Yeah.
But someone else I want to talk about is Lando and how just relieved he looked when he realized, okay, the title fight is over. I don't have to worry about points. I don't have to worry about like Max now. Like I feel like all the pressure was gone because his interviews after, he was all smiley, he was all giggly, he was all sassy, and then you saw that moment between Max and Lando where Lando came up to him and they were just like hugging it out and talking, and Max was like, your time will come, your time will come. He just looked very relieved and I loved that for him.
I feel like it was like really bittersweet. Like, yeah. The relief is there, but I almost community serviced myself.
I thought you meant him, but you meant you.
No, but he did.
Yeah.
He sure did.
Like,
that was
hats
so
off to
funny.
him, because winning your maiden win and then battling for first place in the
being
same
a contender,
that's a good feat in itself. Like,
hold on. All right, so let's do our little challenge. So we're gonna do a little liquid IV challenge. We challenged ourselves, well, each other.
Yeah,
pick a flavor, and then we're gonna blind taste it because
a flavor I've
never tried
before.
Yeah, I've never tried the grapefruit and I've never tried the fruit punch. So which one?
You should do grapefruit because I chose to try the firecracker.
Okay, let me get one out. I'm like really excited because I love trying new things. So let's see.
Me too, especially this new flavor. You see that puff of?
Did it cloud you?
Yeah.
Does it smell good?
You know what? Hold on. Oh, it smells.
It smells like the popsicle. Oh my god. Oh, I just inhaled so much of this. This smells like. I'm not even kidding. This smells like a Jamaican drink that I grew up on.
Okay,
look at that. Look at that. Look at this. Do you see this? Ah! I love when it makes a little cloud in there. Okay, time the bartender shake it up
because I'm scared I'm gonna spill it everywhere.
This looks like it's gonna be my new obsession. This grapefruit flavor.
Oh my gosh, this smells amazing. Oh.
Let me see. I'm making sure I shook it all up. I do like that it dissolves fast though. You know how you usually are like sitting there like shaking like for 5 hours?
Yes, and it gets clumpy.
And it's clumpy, yeah, and this is like no clump at all. Okay. It's a good place. Okay. I'm gonna try mine. Let's see. Oh my god.
You got a fancy water bottle and mine's just great value.
I do. I love these bottles so much.
This smells so good. Oh wait, I'll wait for you.
Oh.
Is it sour?
No.
It's sweet?
But it's not too sweet. Like it tastes like a grapefruit that you put sugar on. You know how you eat them with a little sugar on top? That's how it tastes.
It tastes just like the popsicle.
Stop! I'm jealous. I'm gonna have to get that one.
Dead ASS. It tastes and smells. It tastes and smells just like that popsicle.
Yeah, the smell on this is like so good. I'm in love.
Cherry, lemon, lime, raspberry, just like the original one.
This is literally the best challenge we've done.
We have to try other flavors. We're gonna have to just try like all the different hydration flavors.
I agree. I'm really happy with this. I love that. Oh,
Here's a thought.
Yeah.
Could you freeze these and make this into popsicles? Use the liquid IV seasoning box. The hydration packs.
Yeah, just like put it in a mold.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is genius.
They would make, yeah, that would make a, and then you'd stay really like hydrated all day, which is, I need that. If I'm going to be in the sun, I
Yeah.
need that. Yeah.
Okay, this is perfect. I am actually going to try this and
Yeah, you have
get
to tell
back
me
to
how
you
it
next
goes.
episode.
Yeah, you have to tell me how it goes. I love that so much. In Qatar. Qatar.
The most eventful race weekend we have had yet.
No.
You don't think it has
This
been?
ties with Brazil.
Brazil was
ties
chaotic,
with
but
Brazil.
I feel like this was more chaotic.
This was just penalty heavy. I have
Okay, well,
never seen such craziness before, but
I know.
yeah, let's
let's
get
just start with
into
practice.
practice was cool.
Nothing major happened there.
No, nothing major happened. Everybody was just doing their testing. It was pretty standard. They knew the conditions were going to be changing anyways, from the time that they were going to actually sprint and race. Sprint quali was good.
Yeah, it was good.
No, sprint quali had me a little anxious, but less than it has before. You could kind of see where the grid was lining up. I mean, it was good.
And Checo actually made it to Q1.
Bro, that was, yeah.
It's been a while since we have seen him there.
He's been doing the most trying to get back into form. Yeah, that was shocking. Like a good shocking. But Lando was pole sitter. My brain is like trying to make human words come out of my mouth right now. Lando was pole sitter. He was our...
Yes, he was.
He was our pole guy. That sounds weird too. He was on pole. I just don't like the way it sounded. I know everybody, as soon as they heard he was on pole, was like, okay, but is he going to keep it? And is he going to convert? And he did really well.
I hate that he has that statistic over him, but like he actually did very well.
He did.
At the start.
He did. And then he did the gentlemanly thing and gave payback for Brazil. Sprint got interesting. Oscar, Lando, George. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, we all saw them like battling. But the battle I really, really want to talk about is Charles and Lewis, my future Ferraris.
That was beautiful.
I mean, I was like, it was delicious. Like they were so close.
Literally,
so close.
Like, weren't they touching at least just a little bit?
Tiny bit of wheel banging was going on.
Like the wheels. A
little bit. But it was giving me a look into the future. I'm excited for more racing like that. And I know Lewis was also testing the waters to see exactly what he's going to be dealing with and up against without trying to ruffle too many feathers before he steps in the garage in red. So it was
like
clean.
So clean and so aesthetically pleasing.
Yes, it was. But that's very Lewis's style. He is a very, very clean, aggressive, clean driver.
But like that's how you race and that's how you battle without kicking each other off the track. Like, I just thought it was just, I don't know,
poetic.
Like better word than like aesthetically pleasing to watch that.
It was great. I loved it.
It was beautiful.
I loved every second of it. Sent me. It's just like, oh, Ferrari next year is going to be so good to me. But yeah, McLaren. Let's talk McLaren for my papaya girly over here.
Yeah, me. So you have George, who love George, but George was like on Oscar's butt the entire time. They're like, Lando, like you got to keep Oscar within DRS. Like we got to keep George behind us. And Lando was like, I'm trying to help. But, you know, he can only not go so fast. And everyone's bunched up because, you know, what was it, only 19 laps?
Yeah, it's
so quick. There's not room for everyone to like gain big gaps between each other. And then you have our very gentleman-like ending of the sprint race.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. That was a cool moment. Now, no, there's a lot of debate about it. We all know, especially if you're an athlete yourself or a former athlete, you know how you want to win. You know how you want to get the job done. You want to do it on your own. You're always going to have this little resentment of, I didn't do it. I didn't get it done. If it feels like it's been handed to you. But at the same time, the nod and the thank you, I know, is appreciated by Oscar. You have a lot of the male fans who are like, oh, don't be so emotional about it. Well, no, it was a good thing to do. And it was really nice to see him do that. Yeah. It's team bonding. Next year is going to be insane for McLaren because they are going to start as contenders. So it's going to be a totally different playing field. And both of their drivers want their first place no matter what.
It's going to be starting fresh. Like, it's not going to be like the Tire rules, Oscar, let's support Lando. It's now going to be fair game, clean slate. But I really liked it because Lando was like, or no, I forgot what Lando said, but the engineer on the radio was like, we're happy with this order. Let's just keep it at this. And Lando was like, actually, I'm going to break team orders here and let Oscar get through. And then I'll take his place. And he apparently had planned that since Brazil? Like, he wanted to do that.
He wanted to. If he was in the position, he wanted to do it. And he got to do it. So that was really nice.
It happened so fast, too. Like, I loved it.
It did. I literally blinked. I'm not even kidding. I blinked and I was like, that's a different McLaren in front. That wasn't like the graphic I was expecting on the TV.
It was so smooth. It was like, here Lando was. Skirt. Oscar comes through and he goes back in. Skirt. So
he had a very small window.
Yeah.
But he did it.
It was perfectly timed. And even Zach at the end was like, love that. Like, those are my
it's
boys.
good. It's good. It's a good thing to do. I mean, you don't always have to be at each other's throats in sports all the time. There are moments like that. Now.
The race.
Quali and the race. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we had Max.
Here I am just skipping straight to the race. Quali and the race.
Yeah, we had Max on pole.
Oh, yeah, we did.
We did. And then magically Max was not on pole.
I don't even understand what happened there. Apparently Max was so mad, saying he's lost all respect for George because George made him lose pole, but like, I don't know what happened.
I just know that there were stewards involved and Max and George were involved. That's all I know. I don't know anything other than what I've heard him say in quotes.
Yeah, and he unfollowed George on Instagram. I saw earlier today.
Yeah, everybody was freaking out about that.
Which apparently has already happened twice, but I don't know.
Look, we've not seen Max been upset like this in a bit, so he said, I'm going to take it back, and he took it back. He took it back. He sure did. Wow. And it was a good race for him, too. Like,
very solid racing from him, yeah.
Like, yeah, it was like back to form in the car. So it was nice. You know who did not have a nice race?
A lot of people.
Yeah, weren't there like 4 DNFs?
5. We should start at the start, though.
We should start at the start.
Yeah.
Well, the start is where we got some DNFs too.
Yeah, all true. Actually, yeah. The start is where
the chaos. Yeah, the chaos started. Yeah. Yeah, it was a good getaway. So Russell was actually faster than Max off the line, but Max recovered. And was able to jump. Yeah.
Lando had a great start too and ran his way right up there with Max. At one point, I thought that Lando was going to steal first, but Max had him. But it was close. It was tight.
Lewis jumped 2 positions, and then
Lewis did.
We figured out by then that there was a crash and so many people in it.
Yellow flag.
Nico, Franco,
and Ocon, right?
Yeah.
So
and Williams was just like,
you got to be kidding me.
At this point, we're just going to put together a Lego car because that's all we got for parts.
Though.
I know.
Nico, I don't even know what Nico did. I just know that it was Nico. Runs into the right side of Ocon. And I don't know, maybe Franco was trying to pass Esteban. And so hits Ocon. Nico hits Ocon, then Ocon goes to the side. slams into Franco. Franco's car literally like hops and just slides to the left. Hi, kitty.
Say hi,
And
Sapphire.
then you're just like, wow, okay. Franco's out. Ocon's out. Nico was still in for the moment.
Yeah. No, and it happened so fast that everybody was like, whoa, 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 whoa. But didn't Stroll
Yeah, something with
have
Stroll.
consequences from that incident?
Yeah, because I think, well, somehow Stroll also DNF'd, right? I don't know
Yes,
what
he had to
did.
retire the car. And I think it was from then, like, he had a lot of, like, damage, and I think it was from being in the mix-up of that. Because I remember he hit, but he was able to go and still drive.
He got a penalty for something. So he was definitely at fault somewhere in that.
Yeah. Oh my God. Sorry. Speaking of at fault, can we just talk about the freaking infamous mirror? The mirror.
Mm-hmm.
So,
that will
the
forever
mirror
live in history.
just sat there. Oh, it's clear. No, it's not. Oh, it's clear. No, it's really not. It's still sitting there and I'm watching it. I'm looking at it and I see the glass everywhere. And you're saying the track is clear?
The whole freaking mirror in the track.
Let's just talk about this. Yeah. Because you cost Lewis a race. And he barely made it to the pits. Did you see how cooked his tire was after that puncture?
Did
you see Carlos's tire after the puncture from the mirror?
I was going to say Carlos too.
Yeah, but Carlos recovered, but Lewis lost the whole race because of that.
Yeah,
because he couldn't make it back to the pit in time.
Carlos's pit stop got a little messed up too because of that puncture. Like the jack got stuck under the car, and so what was his pit stop, like 9.8 seconds? So that was just great too.
They just handed out penalties like, oh, you looked at me the wrong way, 10 seconds all around.
10 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 seconds.
Points on your license. Like, let's just utter freaking chaos.
And then a 10-second stop and go.
So this is what I have dubbed the Norris penalty. Because it will live in infamy forever. That was ridiculously harsh. Ridiculously harsh.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, for all you rule book men out there, yeah, even you guys had to consult the rule book for what a freaking stop and go was, because it's been that long since we've seen it.
But I try not to sound biased. Everyone knows he's my favorite driver. But I feel like in his defense, and F1 even showed the videos, they had to slow it down probably to 0.5 X, whatever the X stands for. Sorry, I don't know. Basically, half of a second, they had to slow it down so you could see the flashing yellow light. And he got the very end of the flashing light, but it happened so fast. And he literally was like, you learn that in karting, you know to stop for yellow lights. Like,
yeah.
He was just like, I just missed it. I didn't see it.
Yeah,
and like,
I mean, it happens.
That's why they had to slow down the video. Because
it happens.
you couldn't have seen it unless you slowed it down.
It happens.
And all because of a mirror. If they would have moved, no, hold on, retract that. And, sorry, I'm obviously very still heated about this, okay? But like, they said that Lando had that penalty because of safety issue, but had they removed that freaking mirror off the track,
oh, the original safety issue, yeah,
none of that would have even happened.
Somebody was going to get hurt.
Lewis would have been fine. Carlos would have been fine. Lando would have been fine.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, and then they got my boy Lewis on that false start, and I was really hoping they weren't going to see it. I was just like, please, somebody had looked the other way.
It was just like a little bit too. I don't even think he gained that much of an advantage.
No, he had to stop. Like, he messed up his whole start because he had to stop and go again. Yeah, PTSD, scarred, pain, hurt.
And apparently, when you infringe the double yellow lights. Okay, apparently 3 other people have also gotten stop and goes.
Yeah.
But that happened years ago. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, it's been a long time since we've really seen that.
But in general, for everyone saying that like the FIA is consistent, this whole past year there has not been consistency.
No.
Because there's been community service, $5,000 fines, $10,000 fines, penalty points, being banned from a race, the black card. Almost done.
Yeah.
But it's been very inconsistent. And then there's been times where they're like, oh, we don't really know what to do, so let's investigate it after the race. And then we'll pull something out of our butts then.
Oh my God,
Or
no, it's like so crazy.
people just get a little slap on the hand and then that's it.
Yeah, you want to talk about who needs to read the rule book? It's definitely the FIA. The stewards
Yes.
need to read the rule book.
That's all I'm
Yeah.
gonna say. Inconsistent.
It was,
And
yeah,
like,
it was.
nobody was saying too that Lando didn't deserve the penalty. It was just that wasn't that a little harsh?
It was a
Even
little
if that's
much.
what was given in the past, it still seemed very harsh. And apparently they
Yeah.
gave it late.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. It was a crap show. Ruined his whole entire race. And then ironically, it's going to give Abu Dhabi a showdown between McLaren and Ferrari and Lando and Charles.
I was waiting for it. I knew it was coming to Abu Dhabi. Oh, we need to talk about Lewis on his radio with Bono. I feel for this guy so much. He's trying so hard just to get through it all, just to get to the end. And it's like painful at this point. I've never, ever heard him say, I want to retire the car.
Yeah.
That's not in his nature. It goes against everything that he's ever forced himself to do. I mean, like, he's going to push. And he did push through. I mean, he didn't want the penalty, but he did push to finish. But I just felt so bad because I was like, dude, I also would not want to. I don't want to come here. This ain't fun no more. Like, this is not it. I just feel so bad. And I really hope Abu Dhabi is different for him because he deserves a really good send-off.
So it wasn't, I think I had it mixed up in the moment. I thought that it was the team telling Lewis to retire the car and him saying no, but it was Lewis saying retire
Said,
the
I
car?
want to retire the car. Bono
Okay.
was like, no. And Lewis was like, I'm going to switch it off when I get there. He was like legitimately, he was like, I don't, if nobody wants to tell me, I'll turn off the car myself.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
And then like he was so done. And then Bono was like, okay, well, if you want the penalty to carry over, blah, 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 for next race, that's on you. He was like, that's for you to decide. And then Lewis stayed out. And then Mercedes was like, no, retire the car. And Lewis was like, no. Like,
Okay. Okay.
It was just a whole showdown.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Lando worked his way from literally the back of the grid to P10.
Yep.
Bless his heart. But in the midst of all that chaos,
Joe got points. We got joints. We got
points. So happy for him.
Yeah, that was so funny.
That was a good way to send him off, I feel like, because, he's not going to be here next year. Yeah. So that was just like a full circle moment. Like, very happy for him.
It was good.
Well deserved.
Well deserved. For sure. Well, that was Qatar in a nutshell.
Basically,
I'm still not okay. But we have Abu Dhabi next, which is going to be even worse for me. I'm going to fall apart, and that's fine. There are a lot of like eras ending, and it is a lot of big major changes on the grid. And when you watch sports and appreciate sports for how much hard work goes into what they're able to do, to see some people who are not going to be on the grid anymore, take their last moment is going to be a lot. Seeing Lewis and the dynasty that he's had with Mercedes and think of the things he's been able to accomplish is done. And then, my C2 at Ferrari, man. Oh, child. Yes, ma'am.
We're so close to being done.
Please give me 2 seconds. Okay. Yes. So, yeah, seeing C2 end is going to be a biggie for me, too.
We're children of divorce, even though we're like the same age as them. Oh, and then Ocon got the boot and Jack is
Ocon, yes. I can't wait to see Jack, though. It'll be nice.
Wow.
It'll be nice to see him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild right now. Anyways, that's a good place to stop because I need to prepare myself for this weekend. That's going to be insane.
We have a lot to do before then.
Yes, we do. So next up, Abu Dhabi, and that's going to be a nice deep dive. And then after that, we have some driver profiles, which we have to get done, and we will. Oscar Piastri and Danny Rick. We have interviews coming up with a bunch of awesome people. I'm so excited for them. And we have a
coming.
few. Oh, yes, we do. And we have a few announcements that might be coming too, so yay, keep an eye out. But as always, thank you so much for watching the One Stop. And if you didn't sit through this whole thing, that's okay. We're making shorts for you.
Yeah.
We will see you next time.
Keep them on TikTok. Adios.